Alright, so today's job review is on Amphibious Assault. It's one of my... Well, it's not really a favorite, but it's not a bad job. It just doesn't really pay as much as you probably think it would. The way the job works is you use the technical aqua, and you just have to drive it to a certain location and blow up supplies. That's it. So how much does it cost? Well, if you still want it, I don't know why you would, but if you still want it, it's about 1.1 million, and it goes up to almost 1.5. The lower price is the Secure Serve discount, so if you want that, you have to own a vehicle warehouse, do a certain amount of imports, and you have to do the appropriate job that uses the technical, and yeah, you'll get the discount. Remember, you have to be a CEO if you want the discounts, though. That doesn't work if you're an associate. So, when you start the job, you're given your usual 3-minute timer to get to the location. If you don't, the job starts without you, and people are notified of what you're doing. Unlike most jobs in this Secure Serve thing, you need at least one other person in your group. Because, well, you need somebody on the machine gun, right? Kind of obvious. So yeah, it's a 2-man job. You don't need a certain size lobby, so it could be empty. But again, as long as you have one other person in your group, you'll be able to host the job. What makes this issue kind of hard is you have to fucking drive 5 to 7 miles every time you do this. And I guess they do that because they want other players to have an incentive to come destroy your technical. And I assume that's what they're doing. It's not defend the supplies, but rather just destroy the technical. But that's the only reason I could think of as to why there's such a long commute. Is they want people to have an incentive and a reason to come try to catch you. You know, if it was nearby, if the stuff was nearby every time, there would be no challenge, right, for other players. Because, oh man, fuck, you started, but now it's done, right? So, that's my guess. So, like I said, it's usually a very long commute. You do have a powerful machine gun, so make sure that, you know, your teammate knows to get on the back. Don't have him get in the front. I mean, fuck, right? Common sense, people. I would see people do that too, so, I mean, it sucks that I have to even mention that, but, you know, I do see people do weird things on here, and I don't get why. Anyway, so once you get your commute done and out of the way, once you reach the location, then you're told, okay, destroy the supplies. There's 9 boxes. You're given a 15-minute time, you know, a time window, to get there and destroy the supplies. It will not take you 15 minutes. I'll just be honest. It will not take you 15. The only reason it will take you 15 is maybe you took detours or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you're lost. I don't know. But typically, though, it will not take you 15 minutes. It shouldn't. The most time I could see it taking is maybe 10. If you're taking like 12 or more, then you're probably doing it wrong. I mean, I assume that's, yeah. Like I said, 12 minutes and you're taking too long. Because remember, you got to account for time getting there, and the time starts as soon as you get in the vehicle, so make sure you don't stall or lollygag on the way over. But as you can see, the boxes, when you destroy them, they blow up, so try not to get too close to them. I don't know how much abuse the technical can take, because to be honest, nobody ever fucking tries to attack me on this. Or my group, rather, on this. So I don't really know. I would assume the usual amount of damage, maybe 3 to 4 explosions. It seems like a very lightweight vehicle, so I assume that much. It could even be more for all I fucking know, but like I said, I have no clue because I never had attackers for this. Probably a good thing because this technical is kind of very slow. It's not really agile. It's not really all that great in the water either. You know, it's not very quick. So making certain turns and stuff isn't really a good idea. See how they give you ramps here, right? They'll do this to help you assist so you can get on the islands and destroy the boxes. So you just have to kind of know where to look. So if you're not really sure how to get on the island, just do one cycle around it, do a couple cycles, you know, go around it a couple times and look for a ramp. You know, it won't be like super obvious, like they're not going to color it with arrows, but just look around. If you see something that looks like a ramp, then, well, you know, it works. The job pays you about, as you can see, 24 grand. I don't think it pays you more than that, but I don't think it pays you less too. So it's around the same amount of time every time. Same amount of money every time. Anyway, that's really it for the job. There's not much else to really go over. I guess some tips and tricks that I could recommend is, you know, gosh, gee, I never had any attackers for this. I don't do this one too often, but even then, I don't really get attackers for this. If you do get attackers, make sure the guy on the machine gun knows that there's somebody coming. It all depends on the vehicle too, especially now you have the oppressor, you got the APC, you got the half-track. More than likely you'll see an oppressor, so if, I guess, that happens, you might be screwed, so you might want to say your prayers. But Obviously, try to shoot the bike, you know, of course. I can't imagine the oppressor bike, taking that much damage from this machine gun. So if that does happen, you might be okay. But just remember that it's going to send a bunch of missiles after you, and it's not going to take very long to blow it up. At least I can't imagine it. Another tip too I could recommend is, usually you take the freeway the whole way over, so do your best to do that. Try not to take any like detours or off-roads or anything like that. Try not to cut corners too much. You know, don't go up hills just because you want to save a few seconds, or you think you are, but really you're just making it more difficult because you're taking longer or whatever it is. Try not to do that. Another tip too is, you don't have to use the machine gun to blow up the supplies. For example, if I wanted to, if I'm driving, I could very well take out my Scorpion and shoot the supplies. It'll do the same thing. But obviously the idea is to use the machine gun. And yeah, I mean, that's really about it. Most of the tips I'd recommend are just, won't use a machine gun to shoot the attackers. So I mean, that's kind of really about it. Because you're in the water too, for the most part, attackers could have a harder time reaching you. You know, for example, if they're not in an air vehicle or something like this that can go in the water. Yeah, I could see it being a little bit harder for them to reach you, so you might have an advantage. But, you know, if someone's in an aircraft, you're probably fucked. I don't know how this would work against a Hydra, to be honest. I don't know if the machine gun would do that much damage at all, or if you would just blow up first. I have no idea. But that's really about it. So, reviewing the job, is it easy? Is it hard? Is it normal difficulty? Yeah, I'd probably put it in the normal difficulty. It's not hard. Really, what makes it hard for me is just the commute time. That's really the issue, because you're driving a very long time before you even get to the objective. So, otherwise, the actual engagement is fairly easy. It's not hard at all. See, this is what I was talking about. Don't get too close, because then, yeah, it'll fucking blow you. It won't blow you up necessarily. I mean, I suppose it could, but just try not to get too close to the boxes. Anyway, but yeah, I guess, like I said, as far as tips and tricks go, that's really about it. Like I said, fairly easy job. The engagement's fairly light. There's not a whole lot of resistance. You don't have choppers or anything like that following you or anything like that. Once you destroy all the supplies, that's it. The job's over. You're given that self-destruction timer, so try to get to land first before you know, dip from the fucking vehicle. And, yeah, that's really about it. So would I recommend playing it? Well, 24 grand. Yeah, I suppose if you want something different. I don't really play this one too much, even with a team. If I had a team, I wouldn't really play this much, all that much anyway, but it's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. So, I just leave it at that, so I'll try to get the other jobs done, too. Actually, I think this might even be the last one. Anyway, so that's it for the day, so I'm just going to wrap it up and leave it there.